just a girl. She lost her way, although she stays, she's never yours. She doesn't breathe, she doesn't leave when she's with you. She scratches red and cuts too deep, there's nothing left to do. The world inside she sees is all in black, trapped inside a ball. The world inside she sees is always gray, trapped inside a ball. The world inside where light never comes in, trapped inside a ball. Distant again, trying to get closer to you. You always go back to the place of black and blue.
Hi everyone, welcome. Come on in. This is the Cassidy The Cardslinger show here on My Psychic Connection, and I'm so excited to be here slinging cards, doing readings for everyone over the next hour. So grab yourself a seat, grab something nice to drink, and let's have a good time here tonight. I hope everybody's year is off to a good start. I can't believe we're already 11 days into the new year. Raise your hand if you're still dating things 2023, but hey, I'm working on it myself, so I hope everyone's off to a good start. So how we do things here tonight, guys, I'm doing free readings and I'm doing paid readings. So if you're interested in a more in-depth reading that has a bit more information, if you've got a big complex situation, more than just those free 2 minutes, we will have the donation link floating around in the comments there for you. What I do need from you, though, if you're interested in a reading tonight, is a specific question. So what is a specific question? That is something where I know what it is that you're asking. It also means you know what it is that you're asking. So give me a question that you are interested in knowing the answer to. That sounds kind of, I just heard myself say that, and it's like, well, that sounds very obvious. But it's the opposite to saying, general reading or whatever spirit has, anything like that. We're going to try and keep it focused to what it is you want to know. And I always say, if you're asking about a particular person, let me know who this person is to you. Are they a love interest? Is this your boss? Is this your mother? That it does matter. And if we are doing those shorter reads, it is helpful for me to tap in super quick to know exactly what it is you want to know. So a couple of things I won't be doing tonight. One of them is general readings, but if you are interested in a general reading, head on over to www.mypsychicconnection.com and you'll get 3 minutes free over there, as well as the opportunity to get general readings, but I won't be doing those on the show tonight. I also won't be doing any legal questions, any medical questions. I am not at liberty, so do find the professional in the area that you're looking for and get those question answers by those who are licensed and certified in those particular areas. I also am not a psychic medium. So if you're interested in connecting with the folks that you've lost and people that are on the other side, check out the other shows that we have here Monday through Thursday, as well as mediumships are available on the website for private one-on-one sessions. So longer readings do jump the list. So if you are interested in any donated readings, they are going to jump you right to the front of the list, and we will ensure that you get your reading done tonight before the end of the show. The mega reading allows you to ask multiple questions if you're interested in, your love life and your work life, or you've got a big complex situation with a number of different questions. Go for that mega reading. And then there's also the mini reading and the quick reading. Both of those are for one question each if you're interested in more information on a single topic. So games tonight, the emoji contest is open. So whoever sends the most emojis tonight throughout the show will win a special reading later on with one of my decks. I have a number of decks on my table here tonight, folks, and I forgot to ask, but if anyone can guess the number of decks that I have on my table while I am working on my intro here, they will win a quick card here tonight. So somewhere between 5 and 20. Well, let's see if anyone has a guess. But I will be playing some games tonight. It's going to be the emoji contest, as I just mentioned there, as well as we'll have the yes-no game coming up. So keep your eyes peeled for that and get your yes-no questions ready. And guys, we are on over 190 different platforms. Isn't that absurd? So there is one of me and a number of you out there. So if you are interested in getting a reading, please be patient. And if you're listening to me somewhere where you can't ask a question, head on over to YouTube, find us, My Psychic Connection with the blue tree, and you'll be able to get a question answered. And Amanda has guessed it. Thanks so much, Amanda. Amanda has guessed. I do have 11 decks at my disposal here tonight. So Amanda, my dear, a quick card for you. It says, maintain your childlike spirit. So a quick note for you there, Amanda. See, right after I said I'm not doing general readings, but there's a couple of exceptions when we're playing games. So maintain your childlike spirit. This is asking you right now to really go back into, I would say, certain things that you've lost touch with, or something that you've perhaps had joy and enthusiasm over in the past, and it was squashed, or it was lost, or you've been too caught up in different areas of life to really, have that sense of fun-loving freedom and excitement about something. So with that card coming up for you right now, do maintain your childlike spirit, find your joy, find that spark and that inspiration that you're looking for, because it is bursting forward for you to explore this year. So guys, that emoji contest is in full force, and do come in and say hello. Where are you from? What is your name? I do get to see the majority of the comments that are coming in here on the side, and I love to see who's here. I love to see where everybody's from. So come on in, say hi, and do interact with me throughout the show, especially if I am reading for you. I'd like to know, how is this sounding? Is it making sense? Am I tapping in right away? So it's always good to have it as a two-way conversation when I'm doing those readings. And finally, guys, do please share me out far and wide. If you've got someone that you think could really use a reading, could use a little bit of information, someone's been asking you a question and you don't know how to answer it, send them my way. we love to see new faces. We are growing. So do subscribe to this channel. Please share me out and hit that little like button, the little hearts, the little thumbs up. It all really helps us reach many more people, and then we can do more shows and do more readings and all that good stuff. So there is my beginning babble. I am just dying to get into a couple of questions here. So let me give that deck a good shuffle, and I'll take my first question, please. We have My Psychic Connection. It says, hi, beautiful Cassidy. I had a reading from...
That is Amanda, just so you know, sorry.
For Amanda. Okay, thank you very much. Hey, Journey. The Journey bubble has been gracing his presence on my show for the last couple weeks. So it was nice. Thanks, Journey, for popping in. So Amanda says, hi, beautiful Cassidy. Hello. I had a reading from someone good while back. She said that it was like I had 1 foot here and 1 foot in the spirit realm. I'm not really sure what she meant by this, or if she meant spirit realm or angel realm. Can you give me some clarification on what she meant? Thanks bunches, much love. All right, my dear. So let's take a look at it, what it was that person was tapping into. First thing I'll say, and anytime I am commenting on a reading from another reader, highly recommend getting specification from who you got your reading from, because everyone has different understandings of what they mean, and I may not have seen the same thing. So I want to go in and see what information is relevant that I can pass on to you from that experience. But typically I don't comment on where another reader was coming from unless it's something that I also see myself. So, all right. The first question, forgive me. The first card I have here is the card of compromise, and it is showing two people with their pinkies crossed on, standing beside each other. So when this individual said that you have sort of 1 foot in two different places, to me it does seem like they are referring to your presence, the way that you, the way you think, the way you interact with the world, that there is some mirror reflection of you in one particular realm and another. And again, you'll have to really speak with that particular psychic to know where they were going with that. But what I have here, so next card is trust. So it feels to me as though what they were really asking you to do is sort of work to amalgamate or blend the parts of yourself that really feel fragmented, where it feels like certain times you are showing up as one person, or you are being more active in a more spiritual space, or being more active in a physical space, but asking you to really trust that there is a more cohesive you that is trying to come forward from, being either divided or being That is all the time I've got for you there, my dear. And forgive me, I've got the bell, but I do hope that that was helpful to help get you started in understanding where that was coming from. But thank you very much for your question, and I certainly wish you well. All right, guys. I want to head back to that though about getting repeat readings. It is particularly, I will just say, like either in that context or in other contexts, like there are certain either frameworks, modalities, levels of understanding that different readers will work with. Like for example, I don't know a thing about the Akashic records, so. Amanda says, thanks, Hud. Yes, it was helpful. You're very welcome, and thank you for your insight. So I would certainly refer someone, if you wanted an Akashic record reading, to someone who has that particular specialty. It doesn't mean that a card reading or any good reader will be able to tap in and understand where you are coming from. But there's also certain things like if, you know, the twin flame thing, if you got a reading that said, you know, this person is your twin flame, and then you come to me, I don't operate necessarily with the same understanding of the words twin flame that other readers may. So trying to get information, you see where I'm going with that? Like it's do consult your reader if you have any follow-up questions. Typically they will be the one to help guide where that situation was coming from, particularly when we are diving into these more spiritual, more what are they, like novel or unique or independent understandings of certain spiritual practices. So there is my spiel and my public service announcement on that topic. And I'll go ahead and take my next question there, please. We have Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Gemma says, an old school friend, I believe that's Cian, came to visit me, not seen each other in over 20 years. Will she be good to have as a friend? I'm unsure. She's quite dramatic about everything and gossips. My friend is her ex-best friend. My friend is her ex-best friend, and she kept bringing up how much she doesn't like her and how horrible she is, which I don't agree with and put me in an awkward position. Ooh, yes. Okay, a good question. So let's take a look at this new friend that has bubbled back up into your life. Do we trust this friend? What's going on there? That's a very good question. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the first card I have down is friendliness. And I've got these two trees here, these two beautiful trees. So initially, I would say there is an air about this relationship where this person is reaching out in a certain context, in earnest, to try and, you know, branch out with these trees, with our My Psychic Connection logo, to branch out and to be more friendly, to expand their circle. And I do think there is some genuine common ground between the two of you that would give you, you know, basis for conversation. That being said, though, the next card I have is sharing, and it has come up in reverse. I have the card of fighting that has come up upright, and I have the card of nothingness or nothingness that has come up here as well. So, my dear, yes, do not give this particular individual, I will say, any ammunition about yourself. I would not trust this lady as far as I can throw her, and I don't throw people at all. So that nope. If someone is coming into your life and they are talking crap about somebody else, they are going to leave your vicinity and go talk crap about you. This particular person is what I'm speaking of, to somebody else as well. I really don't trust this energy. It feels very surface level. So that is what I've got time for you there, my dear. She says, my instinct was right then. Yeah, I would agree with that one 100%. You guys know that saying. I'm sure I've said it on here before, and it's rather common and popular, by Maya Angelou, which is, when people show you who they are, believe them. And then she went back and added, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. She says, thank you. You're very welcome, my dear. So, you know, there can always be either excuses or underlying reasons for people's behavior. But when you are dealing with individuals who are, you know, and there's nothing particularly wrong, people who are gossipy by nature, just like to chat about all matter of things that are going on, but understand what role you play in their what they will say to other people and what you're willing to share with that person. So a lot of times, like, that's just a really good piece of advice. And this is really a lot of times where people are finding themselves intuitively understanding something about a person, like that, like she had just said there, is, you know, she had trusted her gut. That was her instinct about this particular person. And it's like, we as humans have a beautiful and innate ability to pick up on stuff that's not wrong, but then we also as humans have a great ability to squash our own instincts and our own intuition. And don't do that where you possibly can. Really learn to try and tap into the trust that you need, or the trust that's being brought forward when you feel something about someone. And if you feel like you're being too judgmental, you know, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but like, trust that, especially when something is amiss, at least until you can get a little more data about a person, see how they are. You know, you can keep them at that arm's length. So that was a great question and a great topic. And guys, please do as well, if you get a reading tonight, or if you've had a reading with any of our readers throughout the week, we are collecting reviews. So journeyryanlive.com/reviews, and you can leave reviews there for your reader, whoever it was that gave you a lovely reading, and we love to see the review. It really helps support our channel. All right, keep this cracking along. I'll go ahead and take my next question, please. We have Jasmine. Hello, Jasmine. Jasmine says, what is my future life partner's profession? When am I going to meet him? All right, my dear, let's take a look at what I can see surrounding the future life partner that you are asking about. If I can just get any sense of who this person is, how they will appear to you, anything like that. And okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I've got so many cards that are flying and meeting my very strict rules for how cards are allowed to fly outside of the deck. All right, so okay, I really need to address the two cards that came down, and I like to answer specifically the specific question that was asked of me, but I really need to talk about these. So two cards flipped out. First one is slowing down, and the second one is patience, and they both came up upright. So when you're asking about this, the energy that's being brought forward is to not push into finding this person so quickly that it ends up taking you in the wrong place. It's not a race. And even if it might feel like you are ready for this person, you are excited about this next person and who your life partner is going to end up being, the fact that both of these cards flipped out in this manner, I can't sidestep the fact to really not put extra pressure on yourself to find someone by a certain timeline, because it's going to steer you in the wrong direction doing that. So really keep that in mind, patience and slowing down. I cannot stress that enough. So in terms of when, honestly, like with that, I'm not getting a clear timeline of when you will end up meeting this person. It does feel as though I am not getting the sense that you know them right now, or at least you don't see them in any sort of romantic relationship context. To me, it does seem as though I've got the card of the Creator that's come up in reverse. So it seems to me that this person is not someone you have met, or at least. That is all the time I have for you there, my dear. I have got that bell, but thank you very much for your question, and I really wish you good luck on your search and in finding the person that you are speaking about. All right, guys, we are cruising right along through the show here, and the emoji contest is still open and going well. So I can see it's a fierce competition here tonight, but whoever sends the most emojis throughout the show will win a special reading with me a little bit later on. So let's see those emojis, as many as you can send, whatever you'd like to send. I'm happy. I'm here for all of it. So guys, we have reached our first game time of the show. The very first game we will play. And I'm going to go ahead and pause that emoji contest for just a moment while we play the Guess the Playing Card game. So how this one works, there are 52 cards in the standard playing card deck. And before the show started, I drew a card to be used in this particular game. So when I say go, I'd like you to guess what card it was that you think that I drew before the show started. So the numbers, we've got ace through 10, jack, queen, king of hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. So let's go ahead and see those guesses. The time limit is on now. So whoever guesses that, like I said, will win a very special reading tonight. And there's also no limit to how many guesses that you can guess. you can go ahead and guess, like I said, intuitively there, if you can try and tap in and see if you're getting drawn to a color or a suit or a number, but also you can just type as fast as your fingers can carry you. So please, when you are entering your guess, we need either the number or the court card and the suit. You have to get it correct on both accounts. So guys, I will also just take a quick moment to say, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you really should go and do it. The content that is going on over there is just extravagant. I don't even know how many videos we have that come out every single day, because we keep adding more. We've got video shorts, we've got great like weekly recurring videos, we've got card of the day, we've got spirit messages, we've got numerology, we've got everything. We have a new Alice in Wonderland short that's going on, so definitely check out our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that there. You can find us, if I haven't said it yet, but at My Psychic Connection, with the little blue tree, and it says My Psychic Connection in the heart around it. So I haven't seen the number quite yet. We have had some wonderful guesses, and we've had some guesses that were close, but I fully trust the folks in the back. We have got it. Catherine, congratulations, my dear. You have won. Excellent. It is, in fact, the 4 of diamonds. So I put the card back as I was shuffling this deck earlier. So congratulations, my dear. You have won an oracle reading with me right now. So as I said at the beginning of the show, I usually require a specific question, a context, all that good stuff. So, my dear, if you would like to ask a specific question that I can use to answer with this particular winning, I will go ahead and ask the question that you would like. Catherine says, thank you. You are very welcome. Otherwise, you can, just say an area of life, or I am happy to leave this one general. She says, yep. Great. So if you have any area of your life you would like me to apply this to, let me know. Otherwise, we will just take a look at what comes forward here with these cards. All right. There we are. All right, my dear. So the very first card I have, it says Valiant Courage. It says take action with passion, and it had come up in reverse, come up upside down. So the first card I have, it feels as though, oh, she says for a relationship. Okay, great. So with this take action with passion, I don't know if you're currently single, if you're in a relationship right now, but I almost want to lovingly call you out for complacency in this arena of your life. The fact that this came up in reverse as my very first card is saying, like, you are not at this point in time necessarily taking the action that is aligned with getting what it is that you want in the relationship space, whether that's maintaining your current relationship or finding a new person. So with this card in reverse, she says it's a complicated relationship. Yeah, so the first card there really pointing to either having not yet, but a need to be more courageous when asking for what it is that you want, with setting boundaries in your relationship, with setting, I almost will say demands, is almost kind of the right word I want to push up against this. It requires a lot more of your concerted effort. There is more that you can do to fix the situation that you're in that has not been done yet with that card showing up in reverse. The second card I have here, it says go deep and explore your roots. And it says grounding. So this card, it's interesting when you've asked about a relationship context, because it pulls back to, I would say, you individually as a person. There's a part of you that seems to be either lost, well, at least disconnected in your relationship. And it's sort of, what it's saying here is that you won't necessarily find all the answers you're looking for working on the relationship portion of it, but you actually need to turn that back in and figure out for yourself what your needs are, tapping back into you, putting you back at center focus, and feeling more connected within yourself in order to be able to face the things that you're needing to deal with in your relationship context. The last card I have here, it says in the flow, and it says everything is smooth sailing, but it's come up in reverse. So with that, where I kind of see this heading is it where you said it's a complicated situation, it does feel like the road seems to be a bit rocky moving forward as well. It's not that things won't improve. In fact, with this card, it does seem to show an improvement on the horizon, but I'm not going to skip over the fact that it looks like there's a bit of a bumpy road ahead for you in the relationship space. So there's really a need for you to do both of those things from what I've got in these cards here of taking action with passion, this one said. So being more assertive in your own relationship and fighting, shall I say, for what you believe in a way that works. But also at the same time with this grounding card, it needs to be, you need to disconnect a little bit from parts of this relationship that are making you feel so disconnected to reintegrate yourself and come back to fixing things and making things better in the relationship that you are in. So that is what I've got for you, my dear, and congratulations again on winning the playing card game. And thank you very much, everyone, for your participation. We will play that again next week. So, and we've got more games coming up. So that particular the emoji contest, I will say, is in full force, and I can see all the beautiful emojis coming through. Catherine says thank you with a heart. You are very welcome, my dear, and I'm certainly wishing you well. All right. Oh, my deck is flipping out cards at me. Let's go ahead. I'll take my next question, please. Who have we got next? We have JMC Reforming. JMC says, hello there. Do I have a relationship coming in soon, please? Thank you so much. All right, my dear. Let's take a look at what I can see. Do you have a new relationship coming forward soon? Ooh, these cards are very jumpy tonight. Jumpy, or I'm just being an all over the place shuffler. There we are. Okay, so in the relationship space, what's going on for you there? It does feel okay. So the first card I have down is the Seven of Rods, and it's come up in reverse. So it feels say lack of fulfillment in the relationship space, at least in the recent past and in your current moment right now. I don't know if you've had a recent breakup, but it does seem to just show like a heavy level of disappointment and a level of you're not finding you don't have the fulfillment you're looking for, is what I will say in your relationship space right now. Do I see someone new coming in? The answer is yes, but I'm kind of hung up on the word soon there. The first card I have down for the future is the Five of Cups. So it feels to me that whatever it is you are healing from, either you are working on yourself, healing from a past relationship, it feels like we're in this space for a little bit longer. And then I end up having the Page of Swords here, which that card is pointing towards a new connection, a new communication with someone. Either oftentimes I've seen this come forward of meeting someone in an online space, not necessarily, but usually starting with texting or some sort of communication in that front of things. And then I have the Eight of Wands as well. So both of those cards do point to a new person that ends up, that you're chatting with, and there's a new relationship budding there. But like I said, I'm hung up on those words soon as I don't have a clear timeline here. It seems to be, I don't know, 4 or 5 months time frame before we actually see. That is what I have got for you there, my dear. Thank you very much for your question and for your trust with that question. And I really wish you good luck. I hope that you could find exactly who you are looking for. And yeah, wishing you well. All right, guys, we are just cruising on through the show here. I am having a blast. I am using most of my 11 decks that I have got doing rounds here. I'm going to pick this one up next. Yeah, that's the right deck there. All right, I'll take my next question. Who have we got next? Our beautiful list. We have Love. Hello, Love. Love says, hi, Cassidy. Was it DM that was talking to me in the meditation, and was the message accurate I was receiving? This one seemed very strong. Where's my other deck here? This one seemed very strong, but after days, my ego kicked in. Okay, so was it DM that was talking to me in the meditation, and was the message accurate that you were receiving? Let's take a look. Is it DM talking to you, and was the message accurate? Let's take a look. Okay. So the very first card I have down here, it says projections, and it's come up in reverse. So where you've asked, is it this person in particular talking to you? I don't believe that it was. I don't necessarily believe that it was something outside of yourself that was involved in this experience. With that projections card, it is more showing something that, just like that is really saying, a projection of your own self on who this person was, and then seeing it as an external thing to you, but the root of it seems to be a projection. So I'm not convinced to that first part of the question of who it particularly was, but I will say that the second card I have here is sharing upright, and then I have laziness upright as well. So there is a part where you've asked, is that information accurate? I feel that there was useful information for you that came forward in that particular session. In fact, I do have a card of breakthrough here right now as well. So it is showing that there's an impact. There's certainly an impact that information had on you. Speaking to its accuracy, I do think it was useful. She says yes. So that's really what I'm seeing there surrounding that situation. I'm not seeing that is the source of that. And that is what I have got for you there, my dear. Thank you very much for your question. I hope that was helpful for you. And yes, good luck. Good luck on your continued spiritual path and spiritual journey. And guys, yes, we are doing a donation this month. So $1 of every single donation is being donated to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So for any donations that are collected tonight, keep that in mind as well. We share the love. And Love says, thank you so much, Cassidy. You are very welcome, my dear. Thank you for your question. And thanks, everybody, for all these beautiful emojis that are popping here throughout the screen. It is so beautiful. I'm loving this emoji contest. It's going to be a tight one tonight. So let's see those emojis continue to fly along. All right. Where shall I go from here? Let's take, oh, there's so many decks, so little time. All right. I'll take my next question there. Folks, you saw that. You know what that means. We are getting ready for the yes-no game. So for the next 3 minutes, I will be answering yes or no questions only. All I can say is yes, no, or undetermined. That's it. These questions are rapid fire, and we'll go ahead and open that up in the chat. If you have a yes or no question, you can ask more than one. As many questions as you like, you can type them in. It does still follow no generals, no, I mean, it's hard to do a general with a yes, no, but no medical questions, no legal questions, and no mediumship questions, please, in these yes or no questions. I'm so excited. It's always a very hectic, very good time. But let's take a look. I see the questions starting to roll in. I will take my first question. Who have we got? Catherine says, does Rajesh love me only? Yes. Love says, will the protection attunements go as expected? No. Oleg says, it's been very hectic at work in the last few days. Do you see things getting better? Sorry to hear that. No. AA says, do you see me getting in a relationship this year? Undetermined. Sadie says, will we go to any cons this year? Go to any cons this year? Yes. Amanda says, will money come my way? Yes. Love says, does my future husband have any children? Yes. Sherry says, Delica or Delicia, will Raphael be happy with his new relationship? No. Amanda says, is Elisa being honest to me? Undetermined. Sherry says, Delicia, will Raphael regret walking away from me? Yes. Kathleen says, will I get a promise ring soon? Yes. Love says, will I do well with the creation of my project? Yes. Debbie says, will I move in 2024? No. AA says, do I already know my next romantic partner? Yes. Debbie says, will I meet a new love in 2024? Yes. Catherine says, will 2024 be a happy year? Yes. Love says, does Mo's energy affect me? Yes. Debbie says, will I win money in a lottery in 2024? No. Amanda says, will things go well for my family this month? Yes. AA says, does Philippe like me? Does Philippe like you? Undetermined. Sherry says, Delicia, will Raphael want to reconcile with me down the road? Want to reconcile with you? Undetermined. Delicia says, will I get the same tax lady? No. Debbie says, will I find love? Yes. Kathleen says, will money come my way? Yes. Oh my goodness, that is so fun. That is so hard. That is such a good time. That is such a good time. That was the lightning round, folks. Thank you very much for all of the beautiful questions. It's very hard. And do know, I brought this up before and I will say it again. Yeses can become no's. No's can become yeses. What I am looking at here, particularly when I'm talking about these future projection type questions, what that's doing is looking at the most probable outcome given the path that you're currently on. So if I said something that you're like, I don't want that, you can actually go and change that, which is really fun. So we do have our free will. We do have the ability to change the outcome of where we're going, but it's incredibly useful to know the path that we're on, where it's heading. And if we like where it's going, fantastic. If we don't, we can always make changes. I'm not a person that believes certain things are fated to us. There are certain things that are out of our control, no doubt about it. But a lot of things, we can rock the boat, we can shake things up, we can make things happen for ourselves. So also, if you did get a reading there and you are interested in any more information, the donation link will also be open there, and I can tap a little bit more into and expand upon some of the things that I was holding back saying, because some of those, I'm sure you see it in my face. It's I'm still using cards, so I'm still getting a whole lot of information about each of these topics, and it's not straightforward to just shut that all the way off. So that's always a good time. Thanks, everyone. The emoji contest will resume. Let's see all of the beautiful emojis coming in. And guys, if you have not liked this video yet, please do. Please like our channel. Please subscribe to our channel and share us out with anyone that you think could use a reading, because we've got shows 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday night. We've got multiple shows a day at many different times. So whatever time zone works for you, we have got beautiful readers here. Make sure you check everyone out. All right, I'll give these cards a good shuffle. I'll take the next question, please. Who have we got next? This is Carmen. Hello, Carmen. Carmen says, will I work again or remain home? All right, my dear, great question. Let's take a look. Will I work again or remain home? And look at both of those. Working again and remaining home. All right. So, I'm not sure of sort of what timeline it is that you are looking at here in particular, but working again, it does feel as though there is a draw that you have to continue work, to go back to work, but it doesn't seem to be, I don't know, in the exact same capacity as the work that you had done. There's something different about it. But it doesn't seem straightforward. This isn't so much just a question of, oh, I'll just go back and get to work. It does seem that there's blocks and barriers in your way, either other people who are making it difficult or challenging for you to get back into a work situation. But I can really see a draw for you to go ahead and do that. But it does seem like there's, I will say, significant challenges for you to get back into working. At the same time, though, where you've asked if you're going to stay home, I have the Six of Swords reversed as the first card. So it does feel like there is, again, that pull or that draw to not be staying home, to be going out and going to work. And I've got the Eight of Swords here as well, which is a card of feeling quite stuck and stagnated, and as though you're not finding this level of fulfillment that you're looking for, not working in this time or at this time and in this given capacity. So I do think, I don't see immediate change in your situation. So you said, will you go back to work? It seems as though you'll stay home for a little bit longer here. It doesn't seem, I'm not seeing a super fast transition here, but it does look as though, I would say, the transition is beginning. There is inklings in your heart and in your mind to be pulled towards working somewhere and working out of the home again. But I don't see it coming to fruition entirely quickly. But I do see that is what I've got time for you there, my dear. Thank you very much for your question, and I certainly wish you good luck. I hope that that was helpful for you. All right, guys, I am having a wonderful time here this evening. I hope everybody's week is going well. I hope everyone's year is off to a good start. I know I said that before, but one other thing I did want to talk about, because it is a time of year where some folks are making resolutions. People are deciding who they want to be this year. So a couple of tips and tricks to making sustainable and actual changes in your life. One of them being your mindset in terms of why it is you're doing a particular thing. So if we go with the very common, I want to go to the gym, or I want to work out, or I want to get healthier this year. What I mean by having a positive spin on it is not necessarily, I'm not talking about being optimistic or making things sunshine, buttercups, and rainbows, but really rooting your decision in something positive versus something negative. So I am wanting to go to the gym because positive things, because I want to feel better in my body. I want to have more energy. What are the things you're looking for? Rooting it in something that is a positive thing, as opposed to because I don't like the way I look, or because, you know what I mean? Whenever we're tying things to stuff that is either self-deprecating or rooted in something negative, it's a lot harder for that to be a sustainable change that you create in your life as you go forward. And it's not particularly motivating if you're just bullying yourself, right? So that was just something I wanted to throw in there, because I do hear people talking about it, about what they're wanting to do. And I just hope that you keep that in mind, to not have that negative self-talk. And I mean, some people are motivated by that. And if you are, go for it. But do be gentle with yourself. At the same time, enjoy the changes that you're looking to make in your life. And I'll leave it at that. But I did want to sprinkle that in here for everyone's consideration. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to grab another deck here, and I'll go ahead and take my next question, please. We have JMC Reforming. So JMC says, hi there. Oh, sorry, we are switching it up. There we are. All right, we have got Sadie. Let's go take this deck here. Sadie says, Miss Cassidy, what do you see in our band's near future, in, say, the next year or two? Will things go smoothly, or will some of us break off and do our own thing? All right, my dear, let's take a look at what we see in your band's near future, the next year or two. And if we see, any departure or break off of any members of the group. So how are things going to look for your band over the next year or two? Okay. All right. So I don't know how new this band is, but it's kind of a neat energy that I see. I've got the Magician here in reverse, so it almost feels like in some ways, people that you maybe wouldn't have expected to come together with the talents that you have, and you've created something that's really quite unique. It doesn't feel like it's people who have all studied and trained all together as a long time unit. It just seems like unique and individual talents have come together in this very neat, I almost want to say like Motley Crue type of way, in the most loving way possible, with that Magician reverse. So it feels like you've got a good foundation of people who are in many ways dedicated, and they've shown their dedication to what they do, largely by how good they are at what they do. So he says, sounds about right. Perfect. Then next card I have, I've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm not seeing there initially any sort of, in the short-term future here, anyone breaking off, but it is I would say a slow and steady wins the race type of a card. I will say there's a steady progression, but it does seem to be either perhaps a little bit of time between bookings, maybe figuring out what you want to invest in as a team or as a group. So I like the passion and energy that is present in the group, but I would encourage what you can do to keep that fire alive and that fire stoked, to not slow things down. These minutes go by. They go by faster every single time that I do a quick little reading here. But that is what I've got for you there, my dear. I hope that that was helpful. Thank you very, very much for your question. Sadie says, thank you so much. You are so very welcome, my dear. And guys, if you did get a reading tonight or at any point throughout the week, I'll just say it again. You can leave a review at journeyryanlive.com/reviews. And it's a nice way to support us. And we love seeing your feedback and your thoughts on the show. All right, I'm going to keep it moving here. Look at all these beautiful emojis. There are so many beautiful emojis here. Love. Hey, Love, congratulations. You are the emoji contest winner. Whoa, that was the competition was steep and fierce here tonight. I just send so much love to the folks in the back who have kept that going, because that is certainly not an easy task to keep all of those emojis in line when there are that many coming our way. So Love says, thank you. You are very welcome, my dear. So Love, if you have a question that you'd like asked or an area of life, I am happy to do that. And guys, I have a very special treat this evening. Thank you for sticking around, because if you were on my show, if you have known me for a while, and if you have been with me since my last season, you will recognize the ridiculous deck. It is back, it is here, and I'm going to use it tonight for Love's beautiful reading here. These cards are wild, but the messages that come out of it are quite something. Love says, if possible, regarding my career and creations, please. Beautiful. So let's take a look, Love, my dear, what we have from my absurdly ridiculous deck. Anything related to your career and your creations. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's good we're on the late night show. We're starting it off in a good way. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so with your career and your creations, is this something that you're perhaps there is a very dark bridging energy I have here. So I don't know if your creation is something that is either looking to replace your career, supplement your career, but the very first card that flipped out, check this out. This is hilarious. Whatever your creation is, check this out. This card says, weird ass mystical shit. So whatever your creation is, my dear, this is a really cool card. Just that this deck is always funny. Yes, and it really hits home a lot of the time too. So we have this brain, we have these hands that are coming out with crystals and an eyeball and a mountain and what is that? And clouds and antlers. This is just a very wild looking card. So whatever the creation is, it feels like weird ass mystical shit. Like it feels very spiritual in nature. It feels like it's being born out of your and this person even has both their eyes closed and their third eye open. So it's born out of your understanding of things, what you are downloading, seeing, experiencing for yourself. And you're bringing something forward that really has not been seen yet. She says this picture is very on point. And that one flipped out, which is fantastic. So the three cards I have here we are. Oh, so we have, this is Sex Witch with an Octopus. Yes, that is card one. We've got the Rat Trout. And we have got wolves, but instead it is a hand with a bunch of wolves on it. So where am I going with this? So the Rat Trout is what I find quite interesting with that weird ass mystical shit card, is because it feels as where I said at the beginning there, it's a bridging energy. It's like you are taking two things that to anyone else or to people who don't understand, they don't go together. They don't fit. They're one of these things is not like the other. But what's being brought forward, like I said, is really rooted in your own vision and your own experience, so that it's not something that anyone else could replicate. And you might even have people who don't understand what it is that you're doing, which, you know, that can come with its own complications and difficulties. So that Sex Witch with an Octopus. You also asked with this in terms of your career. So I'll say, I don't know what it is that you do for work, but it does seem as though your work taking on some degree of, she says, correct. Your work taking on some degree of nature that looks like incompatible things, or at least doing work that if someone knew you did this thing and this thing, they wouldn't understand. It would just seem very wild, very people like even look at me. I don't even know. That's what people are going to say. They're not going to understand what the heck it is that you've got going on. This wolves card here, though, she says it's got this hand with all of these wolves on it. So I can really see, I would say, your determination in your 5 fingers. She says, for some, it might be strange. Yeah, for sure. People outside of your circle, though, that wouldn't understand what it is you're creating and doing here. But with those wolves card, she says, I'm an Aquarius. Oh, happy birthday soon then, my dear. I'm an Aquarius sun as well. Last thing I'll say here with this wolves card is it's showing the strength of your conviction to continue to do the things that you're wanting to do. Whatever it needs to be done, it feels very, quite physical, quite hands-on, but the hands-on work that you're doing, just keeping up with the wolves are a very disciplined species. They are also a group. They can be solitary in a sense, but they definitely are in pack type things. So whether that is leaning on other people for help, she says, thank you, leaning on other people, but whatever it is to keep your focus, your drive, and your diligence moving forward with the hands-on work that you're about to do, I will say we keep that at the forefront moving forward with your career and your projects as well. So that is what I have. Good luck. I really wish you good luck with your weird ass mystical shit, my dear. And thank you so much for all of the support with all of the beautiful emojis. And thank you everyone who sent all of the wonderful emojis tonight. It was a fierce competition, an excellent competition indeed. And hello, Journey Bubble.
Hello, the Oracle is back. So, Glenafee, I know that you're in here. If you can please post your question, and a little message to everybody. Anybody who donates to get a question for a little bit longer, make sure you post your question. That way we can get to you immediately. That is the purpose of that, so we can go ahead and get to your question right away. Thank you. Excellent.
Yes, thank you very much, Journey. Appreciate it. And Love says, you nailed it. Thank you so much, Cassidy. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for all of your support tonight. All right. Well, thank you very much, Glenafee. We'll take our next question, please. Folks, we have got a donation for a quick reading. Thank you so much, Glenafee, for your donation. It really helps support the show. We've also got the $1 of every donation going to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital this month. So thank you for supporting us and for supporting them as well. All right, Glenafee says, currently I am job searching. When will I start the next new job and will I get my desired salary? Will it be a good place to work? All right, if we could leave that question there, please, for just a moment for the lovely folks in the back. So we'll take a look at what's going on with your job search. So you're currently searching. So it doesn't sound like you're asking about any particular opportunity. So you're wanting to know when and something around the salary portion of it and how that looks. All right, my dear, let's take a look at what I can see with your job searching activities. Woo, we've got lots of stuff going on. Okay, cards are flying everywhere. So the first thing I'm seeing that I want to just say as a nugget and a note of advice to broaden your horizons, broaden your search a little bit. I've got the Hierophant reversed here, and it's sort of showing, I'll say, it seems to be either location-wise or your expectations of a workplace that could potentially, I would say, hold you back from finding somewhere that would work really well. So keep that in mind. Don't narrow your search. I will say, apply for more things than you think is what I want to add there initially. So we're seeing this coming forward. It seems, all right. The time frame that I'm getting, I feel like you've got this new position. It's giving me a time frame of within 2.5 to 4.5 months. I'm going to say it's around the 4-month mark, plus or minus a little bit. Seems to be by the time you are situated in that new role, and it feels like the onboarding process is done and complete. What else can I see here? Yeah. It also looks, okay, so this search doesn't seem to end immediately or super quickly. And it feels like you will need to go to a couple of different interviews, I will say, before you end up finding the job that works for you. So just because it's an offer, and I don't think you would, but just because it's an offer that is available to you, don't necessarily think that you have to take it, because I want to say don't allow desperation to be the reason that why you take this next role, because it does seem that, yeah. Oh, there's I've got warnings on my table here, my dear. I've got a few warnings. And that first one, like I said, being the opening up your search and not cutting something off because it doesn't initially fit what you're looking for. Because it seems as though the posted salary for a position, the job that you end up getting, you were able to negotiate a salary that is above what was posted. But there's a part of you that maybe wouldn't have even applied for it in the first place because the salary was so low. So do really keep that part in mind. I don't want you to miss the right opportunity because it doesn't, like, honestly, the job doesn't look as good on paper. I feel like there's an incomplete job description. So that's also why with that Hierophant reverse, just because it doesn't look correct or look like it's everything that you're wanting, don't pass up on that. In terms of the salary expectations, the number that you have in mind, I don't think it's unattainable, but it does seem to be something, like I said, it's going to need to be negotiated, or it will be something like there's a signing bonus or a promise of a bonus to get you into that salary range. There is a bit of a two-step process for how you end up getting the amount of money that you're looking for, but don't accept less. Really, I've got a note there as well. I said that before, but don't allow your any level of desperation. And I understand, money is tight. We need money. We need jobs, but don't allow the some level of pressure to push you into the wrong role, because it just, yeah, it would be the wrong way to move about it. You also asked that, like, about the work environment there as well. I will say perhaps a bit slow to integrate into the culture and the people that are working around you. But it does seem as though, like, they will warm up and open up in time. I don't know if you're interested, if this is some level of a management role, or if you have some degree of authority over other people. So there is I will say, an initial distance that I'm picking up on here in starting this role, that you end up warming up into people warming back up to you and are feeling a little bit more at home. This does have the potential to really be a good long-term solution, as long as you don't take the wrong job first. I really need to say that one more time. Don't jump into something just because you have an offer on the table. So that is what I am seeing for you there, my dear. I hope that was helpful for you. Good luck. It does seem, like I said, that timeline of around 4 months time frame. You're in that next new role that seems to fit well. But don't rush. Don't jump into things and don't narrow your search too small to what I think you're currently looking at. Zoom out a little bit. Glenafee says, thank you. You are very welcome, my dear. And thank you so much for your donation tonight. It does help support the show. And it does, it makes me really happy. All right, guys. So please make sure you are subscribed over on our YouTube channel. We've got amazing content that comes out every single day. So check that out. And when we're not here live, you can always find us over there. You can also find us on the website, www.mypsychicconnection.com, where you can get one-on-one readings with the reader of your choice. Hey, guys, we are moving into the last question of the night. These hours go by wickedly fast, and I love being here. I love hanging out with everyone. I hope that everyone's having a wonderful evening as well. Go ahead and take our last question. Who have we got here? We have Emma Rose. Emma Rose Sunshine. That's beautiful. Emma says, hi, Cassidy. I'd like to know what Spirit's advice is for me to not worry about what other people think of me, especially my mother. Thank you, lots. All right. So let's just take a look at that. I do quite like that question about not worrying about what other people think, and sort of what guidance or advice that we can pull for you surrounding that. Okay. Okay. All right. So, this seems to be, I will say, rooted quite deeply into your I will say your foundational layers of how you see yourself. The first card I have here is the Three of Wands, and it does feel as though this is something I would say that you have been working on already, and there's a recognition of you're taking the steps to do what you need to do. But there's also the energy, I will say, that is dragging you back into having these judgments weighing on you so harshly is really a looking backward type energy and looking at a pattern that has been established that really doesn't fit who you are and what you want for yourself anymore. I also have a card here. It's called Celebrating Differences. So there needs to be, I would say, a recognition on your side that, first of all, you are not now who you were when you formulated, or not, say, you're not who you are now, who you were when you allowed the weight of other people's expectations to weigh on you so much. And instead of necessarily just trying to mend that, but where this card is saying more of celebrate differences, it's, it is to say, like, I am really not who that person was, and give a little bit of love to that part of yourself. Send her some love. She was doing her best with what she had at the time, but to celebrate the fact that you don't need to hold. So that is as much time as I have for you there, my dear, but thank you very much for your question. I hope that was helpful for you. And anyone who heard that reading, you may find it useful. The readings, it's interesting with the show is sometimes you will catch someone else's reading and you may find it applicable to your situation, but just keep that little nugget in mind, and that will be my sign-off comment here, is to, this time of year and whenever you need to, just giving some grace to who you were, who you had to be to survive and to get through things that have happened to you. And, whether or not we made the best or not the best decisions in our past, knowing that at that time, we do often do what we think is best at any given moment. And even if looking back reflectively, wow, I wish I wouldn't have done that, send a little bit of love and healing, and you can celebrate that difference of, okay, there is an acceptance of what I did or who I was, and here is what I'm going to be and what I'll be moving into. So that will be my final thought here this evening. But thank you everyone for joining. This has been such a wonderful hour. I hope that I get to see everybody again. I am on every Thursday night, same time. So 1 week from now, you can catch the Cassidy the Cardslinger show. Otherwise, we do have shows going on Monday through Thursday, multiple times a day throughout the week on those days. So check those out as well. All of our readers are just beautiful souls, and we all read a little bit differently. We all, some of us use different tools, and it's always a great experience. And in the meantime, check out that YouTube channel, My Psychic Connection. All right, thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.